For years I thought manure was the secret to a thriving garden. Every fall, I'd haul in wheelbarrows of it, convinced I was feeding my soil the best way possible. But a conversation with a soil scientist changed everything. She explained that manure isn't always the superfood we think. It can actually cause problems. That was hard to accept, but it made me question my entire approach. I dove into research and discovered soil is a living ecosystem, teeming with bacteria and fungi. These organisms are the real engines of plant health, breaking down organic matter and feeding roots. I realized I'd been focused on feeding plants, not the soil life that sustains them. My heavy use of manure was like giving my garden fast food, quick nutrients but not long-term health. I needed a method that supported the whole soil food web, not just dumped nutrients on top. My perspective shifted. My garden wasn't just a place to grow vegetables, but a living community beneath my feet. I knew it was time for a change. My quest for a greener, more sustainable garden had begun. The more I learned, the more I saw the downsides of relying on manure. It can break down slowly, especially if not fully composted, and fresh manure can burn plant roots. Even aged manure can lock up nutrients, making them unavailable to plants. Weed seeds are another problem. Manure often spreads them right into your garden. I spent countless hours pulling weeds I'd accidentally planted. There's also the risk of pathogens like E. coli and salmonella, which can contaminate crops. To be safe, you have to wait months before planting, which disrupts your schedule. Excess nutrients, especially phosphorus, can run off and pollute waterways. I wanted my garden to help the environment, not harm it. My old method wasn't as green as I thought. It was clear I needed a smarter, more balanced approach. The search for a better way was on. My new fall routine? Cover crops and mulch. Instead of manure, I planted a living blanket. Hairy vetch and crimson clover for nitrogen, and winter rye for deep roots and soil structure. These cover crops work all winter, fixing nitrogen and breaking up compacted soil. In spring, their roots decompose, enriching the soil naturally. Sowing with simple rake, scatter seeds, water. Then I added a thick layer of shredded leaves or straw as mulch. The mulch protected the soil from erosion, suppressed weeds, and fed earthworms and microbes. As the mulch broke down, it created rich, dark humus, the hallmark of healthy soil. My new system was easy: pull old plants, sow cover crops, mulch thickly. No more hauling manure, no more weed battles. My garden was tucked in for winter, improving itself. I was building soil, not just feeding plants. This was the sustainable change I'd been searching for. The first spring after switching was a revelation. Under the mulch, the soil was dark, crumbly, and alive with earthworms. The cover crops had built perfect soil structure and released nutrients slowly. My plants were healthier, stronger, and more productive than ever. I simply cut down the cover crops, left the roots to decompose, and planted right through the mulch. My tomatoes, lettuce, and beans thrived. I spent less time weeding and watering, and none hauling manure. The garden was more productive and less work. I was fostering a living ecosystem, not just adding fertilizer. The results were undeniable: bigger harvests, better taste, and healthier soil. I encourage every gardener: ditch the manure. Embrace cover crops and mulch. Build a legacy of living soil for years to come.